The Denver Nuggets stole game one of the second round matchup with OKC. This was a heartbreaking loss for OKC. They lost this game 121 to 119. And they lost in one of the worst ways you can lose on a Aaron Gordon game-winning three-point shot with only I think it was 2 seconds left or a little bit over two, but they had no timeouts left, so they had to shoot a desperate shot from beyond half court, a Hail Mary shot, which obviously didn't go in. So one of the worst ways to lose, I would say you can lose outside of just a buzzer beater, but this was close to being a buzzer beater since the chances of winning after Gordon hit that three were very slim with OKC not having a timeout. To me, what was interesting about this game was I felt that for most of this game, that the Thunder controlled this game. They were always up by a margin of 10 to 12 points throughout this game. And it was consistently the same story for the whole entire game that whenever Jokic was in the game, the Nuggets would go on a small run and it looked like they were going to get back into this game. And then OKC would respond with a few buckets, a 3-point shot, and just stretch the lead back up to double digits to 10 or 13 points. And it would keep on going through that routine throughout the game. It's just the same method every time, essentially. Jokic comes in, Nuggets make a run, OKC hits a few baskets, and there's back up to double digits. So, so when you're watching this game, you think there's just no way the Nuggets are going to win this game. They can never survive whenever Jokic is on the bench, and that this game is going to end with OKC winning essentially by 10 or 12 points. One of the biggest things I would say that went into Denver's favor in this game was the offensive boards. They killed OKC when it came to the offensive rebounds. I'm just looking up right now. They had 21 offensive rebounds, which is crazy compared to OKC having 13. And these offensive rebounds were back breaking that allowed them to get second chance points. And it was a huge reason why I felt they won this game. Really a huge reason. I think the other big reason why Nuggets won is the most obvious one is that Jokic just straight up dominated. He put on just Wilt Chamberlain numbers, 42 points on 51.7% shooting from the field. So he had 42 points. He had 22 rebounds, 6 assists. The only thing bad you could really say about this game was he had 7 turnovers, but his defense was surprisingly good in this game. He had 2 blocks and 1 steal. Monster game by him. I think Jokic, like any other great player, he won't say it, but I think he does take it personal when it comes to the MVP race between him and SGA. And just like any great player, he wants to show the world that he's the best player. That's one thing I really like about this series is that you have two MVP candidates competing against each other. And those series always tend to be great historically. They're always enjoyable. I can just think of so many I've seen in my life, like David Robinson versus Olajuwon in '95. David won the MVP. Olajuwon was the former MVP from a year earlier, and Olajuwon, showed him up. I said that was painful as a Spurs fan to see, but it was entertaining if you're a basketball fan. Then you had Jordan versus Malone in '97 when Malone got the league MVP and Jordan felt he was snubbed, and Jordan obviously showed to the world that he was deserving of that and he was better than Malone. We saw that back in '97. And there have been other times we've seen this too, like in '03, actually, Duncan and Shaq. Duncan won the MVP. Shaq felt he deserved it. However, in this case, Duncan showed Shaq that, this was his MVP and gave it to him in that series. So we've seen these types of matchups before. That's when basketball is really fun. So this was great to see that. See Jokic dominate, assert his will. SGA, I would say he had a good game. He had 33 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover. I would say shooting was okay at 46.2%. It could have been better, but I wouldn't say he was the reason why they lost this game. Just OKC made mental mistakes, especially at the end of this game. They should have won this game at the end. They were up, I think, 9 with 3 minutes left. Let me just pull it up. I just want to make sure I'm right about this because from what I recall, Yeah, they were up 115 to 106 with 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. But for a long stretch during those 3 minutes, they couldn't buy a bucket. I'm trying to just look when they finally scored. It was a while. They didn't score until the Nuggets were forced to foul them when they had the possession. And I remember they fouled them with 14 seconds when the Nuggets were down 114 and 115. And SGA made the two free throws to go up 117 and 114. And uh, after that, I believe the Nuggets got fouled. Jokic got fouled quickly. The Thunder strategy was they didn't want to give up a 3-point shot, so Jokic made both of them. And then the Nuggets were just down 117 to 116. What happened next was brutal for OKC. SGA got a dunk, 119 to 116. So again, they're up. And then they foul Aaron Gordon immediately, who hits both of his free throws. And then they're up only 119 to 118. And after that, Chet Holmgren got fouled by the Nuggets, and he made the first free throw, I believe. And yeah, he made the first free throw, and then he missed the second one, which was huge because then it left the door open. And after that, you had the Thunder, who didn't have no more timeouts, inbound the ball. They pushed the ball up the court. Actually, they didn't inbound. They got the rebound off of the Chet miss. They got the rebound off the miss. Russ pushes the ball up the court. I was surprised Westbrook made the smart decision, and he passes it to Aaron Gordon for the game-winning three. So that was insane. And they were actually only down by one, when Chet missed the free throw. So I think he missed both of them, actually. My memory's blurred. So yeah, Chet missed. He missed both of them, which was surprising. So he choked at the line when they were up 119 to 118, and then it resulted in Westbrook, I believe, getting a rebound and just pushing the ball up the court, and then Gordon hit the game-winning three. So yeah, that was a ridiculous sequence. But Chet choked in this game at the free throw line. Those were huge misses by Chet at the end of this game. He missed two of them. That's something that he'll probably be thinking the whole entire night, if we're being honest about it. He won't forget it for the next few days. Had he just made both of those free throws, at worst it goes to overtime. So yeah, it's a huge mistake at the end. But OKC screwed up in the final 3 minutes of this game. They couldn't score, but they also committed a lot of dumb fouls that allowed the Nuggets to get quick points in that situation. When you're up by that much with 3 minutes, you don't want to foul. You don't want to give easy baskets to the other team. You want them to work for their buckets, and by fouling them, you're giving them quick buckets. So it was a huge mistake. Chet choked at the free throw line. So yeah, like I said before, Nuggets were down 119 to 118. They fouled Chet. He misses both of them. They get the rebound. Russ pushes the ball, finds Gordon for the three, and they win the game. It's interesting Gordon took the three. All he had to do was take it two, but it worked. When you're hot, you're hot. So great win by the Nuggets. And I feel if you're OKC, it shows again, like last year, that you're not making the right decisions, I would say, right decisions in the clutch. They had the same issue last year against Dallas, where they should have won some of these close games, but they made crucial mistakes in these clutch situations. So they're still a young team. This could be growing pains again, like last year. If you're an OKC fan, you hope they can make their adjustments quickly instead of losing the series like they did last year against the Mavericks. But we'll see. Game 2 will be very, very interesting to see how they come out and how they respond.